about a time in your life when you
Story?
Yeah, story. Give
Story?
me a story. Story time.
Give you a story from
Yes.
when I was in the 6th grade. Up until that point, I'd never been in a fight. And in the 6th grade, we were riding on the school bus, and my friend Brian and I were in the back of the school bus, and we're goofing off, being 6th graders, and laughing a whole lot. And when the school bus stopped at the bus stop, we got off, end of the day, and as I was walking home with my friend Brian, a boy down the street came up from behind and slugged me in the face. And completely, out of the blue, at least I thought, and slugged me in the face, and I turned around to face this boy, and we got in a tussle. I mean, kind of 6th grade fight, and we were kind of wrestling around on the ground, and book bags kind of strewn about, and I got on top of him, and had him pinned down to the ground, and I remember having my fist, and I had the opportunity just to pummel him. And I remember, I remember that moment, and I didn't. And so I stopped, and I knew what I was doing was, this just isn't what you're supposed to do. And I pushed away and got up, and I got my book bag, and I started walking back to the house, and I remember just shaking, and the other kids saying, "He's coming, he's coming, he's coming." And I didn't turn around. And I just kept walking back to the house. And I got to the house, got home, and didn't want to talk about it. I felt like, I got beaten up. This kid had hit me. I had a bruise on my cheek, and was really, really embarrassed. And also just a bit confused as to what happened, and did I do the right thing. And I went to school the next day, and I remember being really nervous because my friends would think I was, a loser. And I showed up, and I remember putting my bag in the book bag in the locker, and the boys gathering around my locker, and saying, "Hey, I heard you got in a fight," and I was declared the winner. I thought it was really odd because I walked away, but the other boys said I was the winner because I had the opportunity, but I didn't take it. It's not the end of the story. So that kind of resolved itself. But when I got home, there was a piece that was left undone, and that was the relationship with this young man, Jerry. And so that night, and my parents didn't know about all of this, but that night I went down the street and went to Jerry's house, and I knocked on the door, and I asked if I could talk to him, and I guess I talked to a parent, and sure enough, then Jerry came to the door, and we sat in his basement.
Oh my gosh.
And I asked him, "Why did you hit me?" And I must have been shaking. I remember the idea of being nervous, but I asked him, why did you hit me? And he said, "Well, I heard you laughing in the back of the bus," and he thought that I called him kind of derogatory name, and he took offense, and so he thought that I was laughing at him.
Wow.
So then he took it upon his own initiative to strike me. And I remember saying, I never said anything about you. And I'm sorry that you felt that way. We graduated together from high school. That was years later. But it was resolved. After we had that confrontation and sat in his basement, granted, everything wasn't all, peachy after that. We'd gotten in a fight, but after a while that all kind of dissipated because we had reconciled.
Did you build a kind of friendship around that, or
Not,
just
no,
kind of an acquaintainship?
It'd be great to say,
pass each other in the hall, and be like, "Hey,
we had a great, we had a great friendship when we were at each other's weddings. Now, it's not Hollywood, but but yeah, it had ended, and we went on with life. Lived in the same neighborhood for a while, and then we moved away. But the piece for me was that all the lessons I've been learned in the church, I've been taught in the church. All those lessons I learned about how we're supposed to treat each other. It was all brought to fruition. It was real. That here was this fight, and then the effort to reconcile, and then it was reconciled, and the pieces were put back together. and that's the way we're supposed to treat each other. And for me, it was the confidence of, yeah, this is the right thing to do, and yes, I can do it, and I am called to live as Jesus has taught.